Hi everyone, it's Gail here with part 2 of our Creating Multiples series. And today we are going to choose papers. So for the signatures, but I wanted to kind of recap. So first thing we did is we selected what papers we wanted for the cover, and then one for the middle of the signature as well. And then sewed around each of the covers. Then we decorated. So that's where we're at right now, and I want to get the signature pages into these. I am going to show you quick, if you didn't see the last video, how these are decorated. And also I had just a couple, I think 4 of them that I did after we were off our time together. So I can't remember which ones I did. I think I did this one on camera, and this has the little tag that was the cutoff from the papers that created the TNs. So put that back in there. And that was an Artie Mays image. This one is Mrs. Coggs. This one as well is Mrs. Coggs, and just layered that up with laces and fun things. Mrs. Coggs image. This is a piece of lace from Ooh La La Crafts, and then this little ditty is from a string that I had here, but Denise at A Tattered Dream sells these little guys too. And then this one again, Mrs. Coggs. This was a ribbon that I just had from an Etsy order or something, so I layered it on cheesecloth, put it on a little. This is fabric from Ooh La La Crafts. This little girl again is Mrs. Coggs, and she's reading a book, so I just put her on some paper. And then again, a Mrs. Coggs image, and I just used some scrap paper, and then this little trim that I got from Christy at Ooh La La Crafts. So there are our covers, and so now I want to pick papers. I have a little disclaimer to say that I may be jumping up and down a lot. I've pulled out what I think I want to use, but you know, I reserve the right to probably jump up and down a couple times. Well, first of all, I definitely want to use some of my eco-dyed paper in the these 4 journals. And actually, I can use some of the paper that I got, those flowers that were dyed, you know, the daisies that were dyed, and I did some papers with that. I just have to kind of look for those, because I was thinking those might work in the Christmas ones, because they're more the pinks and teals and stuff. And I have some eco-dyed paper here from Rosemary Morris too that I might choose from. Okay, so, but for sure in these, there's 6 of them. I want 6 of my definitely purple paper. So let's pick out some. It's a good one. This one has, I don't know if that's a little too pink, or I don't know. That one I'm not as excited about. It's a good one. 2. This one's good. That one will work. Let's see. So what do we have? We've got 4. 5. 6. Okay. I was debating on whether or not to use 2 in here. We'll see where we get to with our paper. I'm kind of getting stingy on my Eco Dye paper now because the weather has shifted and I won't be able to do any out in my backyard anymore because it's just too cold, and we're gonna have the barbecue all covered up here soon. Let's see. Trying to find those ones that were done. Here we go. With these colors. See, I'm thinking that's not bad. It's a little more purple than pink, but I think that's okay. So maybe we'll try one of those in each of the Christmas ones too. This one has a lot of pink to it. It's a little raggedy, but that's okay. I like the grunginess of it. Okay, so we're going to call that good for those. And what I'm going to do as I pull papers is I'm just going to pull my covers here, and I wish my table was bigger, but it's not. So I'm just going to put these inside, and we're just going to not worry about where they're at this point. I just want to get them in here so that I know that each book has the piece that I'm working with, right? So each one will have the Eco Dyed, and then I think I'll go from there to Coffee Dyed and see what we have there. And of course that I don't have to match to the covers, so that's a little bit easier. Okay, so I've got 3 things here of coffee dyed paper. I've got some green pages. Let's do some of those. I've got quite a few of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Excuse me licking my fingers, but sometimes you gotta to get it apart. Okay, so, and then I was thinking about, see, I've got 4 lined pieces, 5 lined pieces, almost. How many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'll use these ones that have the leaves and petals and stuff on them. My friend Catherine did those for me. Okay, so there's a couple. So that I think that will do that folder. And then let's do just some plain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what else do we have in here? Then we have some super crunchy. I wonder if that's super crunchy because that flat stuff is from Coffee Dyeing Outside. Let's see if we have some of this crunchy that is lighter. Let's do that. Okay, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gonna have to do some coffee dyeing. It's beginning to look like I start to get nervous when I get low. Okay, and then this one has the Christmas. 1, 2, 3. So what if I did 3 of those for the Christmas, and we'll figure out something for the lavender that is similar to the Christmas. Okay, let's see. It looks like I might have 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So what do I have here? I have 5 different coffee dyed. I like to put about 15 pages in Traveler's Notebook, because if you have 15 pages, then you're going to have 30 pages or 60 sides. So okay, so we're done with those. Let's see what we could, what we could use for the purple ones is I have a couple different options. Let's get them over here so I can show you. Let's see here. I have just this plain purple paper. It's got holes in it, but I don't care about that. Or I could use, I wonder if I have 6 pages of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's use that. Okay. And then, okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the eco dyed were 7. With the middle were 8. So we need a few more. Okay, let's think about this. I was looking in my little box here of dyed paper. These are Kool-Aid dyed, Rit dyed. My friend did a variety of things in here. So, okay, so there's three pinks. What if I did 3 pinks and 3 of, does this color go with our Christmas? Yeah, it does. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then, so for the lavender ones, we need, I wonder if I have 6 of these. I don't know. I think I might, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Okay, so we'll call these number 9 page. And then I need these pink ones. I need something to go in the lavender, which I've only got 5 of those. Okay, so maybe this is where I use this purple paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that is, we're at 10 pages. We're at 10 pages now. We've got, and then I know I want to do some, let's see. Yeah, I think there's enough in here. Some columnar pad, So 1, 2, 3 on that pad. Keep your fingers crossed that there's 6 in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just use them out of here. We'll just use them out of here. I think I might pull them out one at a time. I just don't want to rip them. So you guys, I have to say thank you one more time. I did on the haul video that I posted today, but thank you so much for your support on my Etsy opening. I just got back from taking all the packages that wouldn't fit in my mailbox to the UPS store. And you may not have noticed, but I didn't do a video yesterday because I spent the entire day packaging. So that was awesome. Okay, so here's this, which gives us a little something different. And so that is, if I remember correctly, that is number 11. All right, so then I am also thinking I'd like to put one of these children's dictionary pages in each one too. Just because, let's see, got a few of them torn out, it looks like. 1, 2. Get a hold of it. 3, 4. Okay, 4. I'm going to save this one because it says bunny, so that's got to go in my bunny box. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so that is page 12. And I think, excuse me a moment while I run around my table and grab my okay. And grab some little half sheets too. I might be just about out of this, but I think I have enough for this batch. I bought this book of these Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad Company things on Etsy long ago. Can't even tell you who from. And I've just been using it and using it and using it. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and this one is in the same spot, but I'm afraid it might be too blue. Oh, it's not bad, isn't it? So I think what I might do is do well, I'll just pull out 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 of that one. And I'll use the blues for sure in the Christmas ones. Okay, so that's kind of 11, 12, I think. What am I missing here? That would be fun. Let's do some vintage letterhead. Okay, this is kind of my vintage letterhead file, and I don't want a half sheet. I think I'm going to use this because I have the most of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I don't know. I think we're going to work with that, and we're going to see how that looks, if it feels enough or not, and we'll go from there. Okay, so once again, sure wishing my table was a little bigger. Okay, I'm going to put these up here, and we're going to cut some or not. So these will all just be folded, so those are easy. Maybe I'll set those right there. Okay, we'll do those in a minute. We'll do these in a minute. What I want to do is all my 8.5 by 11s right now. And the awesome thing is that as you cut these off, you create these fun little scrap pieces that can actually be used to make little notepads. So that's pretty fun. Now some of them, okay, these I'm not going to cut off. I'm just going to fold over because I've got a design. So I think I have my foldovers up here in another spot. Okay, but these I'm going to go ahead and cut. So let's see here. I want these to be, let's see, for the lavender ones, I need them to be, what do I need them to be? They're a little shorter than normal because of the size of the paper that I used. So these are just a slight bit, they're maybe 4 2/8. So I am going to cut everything for the purple ones. I'm going to cut at 8 inches. And they're going to be 8.5 this way so they can stand up in your TN easily that way. So we only have to make one cut. And let's see, I think I'll stand up to do this, and we're going to go at 8. 8 for those. So we've got those, and look at this fun little strip that is left. So that's what's so great for the little paper pads that you can make. Okay, and 8. Although those were for the Christmas one, weren't they? Those could have been a little bit wider. Let's see. I'll put them in the middle. Because this is 4.5. So I could really go close to 8.5 with those. But that's okay. That's just fine. They will be good. Okay, so let's look at these. Let's look at these in the Christmas book and just see how we feel about it. Yep, that'll be fine. I'll just have to remember to make those a little bit longer next time. Quit talking to you and concentrate on what I'm doing. There's a thought. Okay, so then here's another Christmas one. I'm just gonna slide that in there. And this one. Okay, yeah, those will be fine. See, that looks kind of neat with that anyways, but okay, I'll just remember that from now on. And I'm just sticking these up here with my journals. So, okay, I feel like I need to get them out of my way in order to continue on. So this isn't too boring. I'm trying to think of some hints, tips, or something to tell you in the meantime. Yeah, I told you how many pages, and then I'll just be sewing these signatures in with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch as we go along. But there's some sewing I want to do. I want to do some of that, so we won't sew them in for a while. Okay, let's just see how these are going to go. I just kind of want to make sure they're going to fit this properly, and then we're good to go. Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, we'll just pop these in here just to have them out of our way, and then we'll do some of the others. I know this isn't super exciting, but it's part of the process, and just sort of underscores that it's like when you get to a certain point, it's like instead of doing one, you do all 9. And that way, you know, like for this process, for instance, your trimmer is not going back in and back out and back in and back out. It's, you know, so this is going to be more so 8.5 on this one. Maybe a little less than 8.5. I do kind of eyeball these, but okay, I'm going to set those aside and we'll make those. So what I do, here's a little tip, is as I am cutting them, they're real close this way and this way, so I fold one and set it on top like that as I'm going along. So I'm just going to set these aside, and I won't bore you with popping them in there totally until we're done. Okay, this one's going to be at 8 because it's all lavender. Oops, not 6. Hello. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to fold one so that I know which way I'm going, and then I'll set those on top of those. Okay, now we're to our papers that I guess we'll do 3 that are about 8.5 almost. Line them up. And in case you're wondering, and people have asked me, my cutter is a Fiskars that I got at Joann's years ago. So I have no idea what model it is or anything. It doesn't really say on it. But I love it because, let's see, I've got 6 pieces of paper here that I am going to just make sure they're good and lined up. And then it'll go through it. I go over it several times, but I don't know that I really need to do that. It's just, okay, so there's those 6. And then we'll just keep going through this stack of coffee dyed paper. I have 3 here that we're gonna do 18. And I was gonna say too, I thought of this last night. You know, we're making the 9 traveler's notebooks, but to do multiples of my little golden books, it's the same principles. It's really just, you know, consolidating your movements, I guess, and just whichever step is next, you just do it on all of them. Okay, there's for the lavender. Okay, we'll do 1, 2, 3 at almost 8.5. I'm going maybe, I guess, 2/8 maybe on the other, on this side of 8.5, just to give it a little bit of wiggle room. I do want that way. That's pretty. I did a batch this summer that was really kind of dark, and I love them. So then this one is going to be at 8. Just making sure that they're really as straight as I can get them. Okay, and then we'll fold one of these in half. Okay, 2 more batches, and then we're putting them together in our books. Okay, so these ones I kind of want to 1, 2, 3 look and make sure which side I want to cut off, because I want to leave a lot of the marks there. So okay, these are 8.5. Okay. And there's for the Christmas, and then these, let's take a moment and make sure the side that we cut off is what we want to do. Okay, so these will go at 8. Lined up really good. So you guys, I can hear my husband pacing up there. We're waiting for the plumber. Our kitchen sink backed up last night. Oh, so annoying. But that's life, isn't it? It happens. So anyway, we're waiting for, we did everything we knew how to do, and so it's like, okay, let's wait for the professionals. But okay, 8.5 on these. Okay. Okay, there's the Christmas. And then do 8 on this. And we'll have it. We will have it. Thank you for your patience through that part. Hopefully you're crafting along with me so that you aren't bored to tears by this point. Okay, so then this goes this way. There, and then so then I don't have to struggle to say, okay, which way is this supposed to be going, you know? Okay, so here's all of our papers that we've cut. These are our leftovers. Isn't that yummy? So look at the wonderful, and then these are the smaller ones, the wonderful little paper pads to stick in a pocket that those will make. So we're going to set those aside and use those as embellishments later on. Okay, so let's see, where are we at time-wise? Oh, we're at about halfway there. Okay, so we're just gonna fold all of these in and pop them into our lavenders. Sometimes I pick a side, like I like that side better than this side, so I want it out. First one you come to, kind of. I mean, I realize you'll see both sides in the journal, but I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, just so this isn't totally boring, is kind of do the placement of these. So this one, and these are already creased down the middle from eco dyeing them, so I'm just going to fold them over so that they'll fit in the book. So I'm just going to look here on my let's see, these are about 8, right? So I need it to be at about 4. So I think it's about right here. And we'll just fold these in. And I just kind of use that one to measure. Okay. So far, I like it here. I think I would like this one in front of it. Look how that kind of brings out the yellow tones. Okay, maybe I'll just set them up here when they're done. Okay, so we're just gonna fold, fold, fold. And I just kind of am eyeballing where to fold these. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to not hang out the cover, you know. So I think I'm going to just do the same. Put one of these in here. And yeah, so you can see it becomes a bit of an assembly line. And you're doing the same movements over and over. So that helps with the efficiency. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love these eco dyed papers. I'm sad that the season's over. I mean, I suppose I could try it in my house, but I don't know. What I've heard is that the chemicals released, you know, are not particularly good for you. So it's maybe not a good idea to do it inside your house. Is that how I had that? Yep. Nope. Yep. And putting the pages in somewhat the same order in your book is going to make it easier when we embellish, because you know, I'm not going to want to put anything on these papers because they're too pretty, the eco dyed ones. But I am going to maybe want to put something on this, and I'll find this purple in the same spot in every book, and so it makes your putting your embellishments together go a lot quicker. So there's that. Okay, so as you can see, this goes fairly quickly. We've got those done. Now let's do our Christmas ones. Okay, so we also have the eco dyed in here. got pink instead of purple, but it's in the same placement as the other ones. These are some grungy eco-dyed, but I love them. That's kind of fun to have a little grunge with your Christmas, right? Okay, so I'm not totally sure I'm done with the middle of that one yet. Always reserve the right. Ooh, that one's torn, so we'll need to do a little bit of, I'm going to fold it in where the tear is, and we'll do a little washi tape action on that one. And, you know, obviously it's no big deal if you get your pages a bit into a different order, but like I said, when it comes to the next step, it'll make it easier. Okay, now we're back to another page. These are the lavender ones. That one like that. You can go over these with a bone folder if you want. I don't worry about it because they go in just fine, and they really are pretty well creased once I go over them. So let us see. I kind of like that by the I'm just going to go on the outside. We're just going to make this one easy and just go outside. Look how that turned out. I have a little flower, and it's the little girl picking flowers. That's the universe at work in the journal making world. Oh. So I am hoping to work on these little things all day. So I'm going to get this video done and get it uploading, and then I'm going to juice up my phone a little bit, I think, and do another video, because I just want to keep working on these. And I have so many projects out there. I just was contacted by Jen at Dreams Etc. to do a Christmas guest team, and so I think I'm going to do that, but I have a custom order that has to come first. So it's just busy, and I'm loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. I'm just happy in my little corner of the world down here in my craft room. Okay, now we're on to lavender. I hope by watching me do this that beyond it being sort of repetitious, which it's going to be because you're doing multiples, right? But I hope it also helps you to see how I'm getting in a rhythm here. And I'm just folding, 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 and popping them in the books, and it's just really easy to do that. So now this one's going to go in the lavender one, so we'll do that. I just heard my husband come down. It must be lunchtime. Let's see. I've got about 15 minutes though, and so I'm going to continue, and we'll eat lunch in a minute. I have no time to eat. Now I'm putting coffee dyed with coffee dyed because that's what we're folding right now, but when we get to some of the other colored ones, we'll go, you know, in between some of the coffee dyed. It's what my plan is. Did I do what I do? Did I do an extra? Might have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I get every one of them? That's weird. I must have just cut an extra piece of paper. Yep, sure enough, I'm good. Okay, so this is extra. That's for another journal, another day. Okay, and then these are the ones for the Christmas again. Right? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Talking and not paying attention. Talking and checking to see if my husband's there, and he's so good. He sneaks down here quietly because he knows I may be filming, and if he can hear me talking to myself, then he knows, yep, she's filming. Okay, so then these are for lavender. And you can see within our hour together, we will have picked out the papers and pretty well got them in here. I don't know, I might not quite make the hour, but I do want to show you some of the specialized papers. So I guess if we go over an hour, we go over an hour, right? You guys always tell me you don't care how long they are. And okay, so and we'll pop these in. So my UPS store, where I have to take my packages, is right beside a consignment store. And this consignment store had women's clothing and like cute, you know, furnishings and vintage things. She's picky about what she takes from people, but anyway, I always find some good treasures in there, whether it be clothing or sometimes she has like vintage books or things like that. But I don't buy a lot of home decor because I spend all my money on crafting. But anyway, today I went in there, and before, her store was set up so that she had the furniture and decorating stuff in the front and the women's clothing in the back. Well, I walk in there and it's all children's clothing in the front. Children's clothing in the front and women's clothing in the back. And I'm like, oh no! And she got rid of the part that I really like. But then I realized as I was going to my car that she has expanded so that she's got a store on either side of the UPS store in this little mall. So how awesome is that? I'm so excited. And I actually found today she had some vintage, whoops, starting to get fat. She had some vintage little cookbooks that I think will be really fun either in one of my 5-ring binder cookbooks, or possibly the other thing I might do is just save them for, you know, the free gift when somebody buys a journal from my Etsy. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of fun. So she must be doing well if she's expanding. It sounds like she's going to run the home decor part, and her daughter's going to run the clothing part. So, and I've taken a few items of clothing there too, and especially when I retired and I didn't need my work clothes anymore. Yeah, so that was a fun little discovery today. So I didn't come straight home from the UPS store like I was supposed to, and come home and do videos. Thus, all that to say is why it's lunchtime and my husband's coming down and I'm still filming. But that's okay. Okay, so we're almost there, you guys. See how quickly this big, huge stack of papers can go once you get into a rhythm? You know, my job before I retired, I was the director of annual giving at a small Catholic liberal arts college here in town called Carroll College. Great school, great school. And a lot of what I did was mass mailings and, you know, solicitation letters, basically. And so when it comes to folding and stuffing, I have had years of experience. Mostly I had work study students that would do my mailings for me, but when you get into a pinch and, you know, either the work study student's homesick or, I don't know, whatever, then you got to do it yourself. Got to get the job done. So, okay, just for fun, I'm going to put this in between the first one just because it's colored. But yeah, so as far as this kind of, you know, repetitious work, I have been doing it for years. So this came easily to me working in multiples, whereas I understand from some of your comments and stuff, it's not easy for everyone. So I'm glad to just show you my process, and hopefully it will help you to, you know, to get yourself organized, to be able to just pop these together in pretty quick order. Because, you know, this, at least to me, this is not the funnest part of making journals, but it's necessary. Got to get the pages in there, right? Okay, so this is awesome. So we are just about to the point of getting our sort of our, what would you call them, novelty papers put in here. Okay, coffee dyed and dyed papers are in. Okay, so what we have then is we've got these for the Christmas one, and I'm thinking what I want to do is fold this at about, let's see, it's 8.5, isn't it? It's folded at a little less than 8.5. Let's see. I'm using my, there we go. I'm using my measurements on my glass tray. And then I'm going to put this one in because I think that looks cute. Okay. So now I can kind of use this one as a marker. You can see I'm super precise about this. But, you know, there's, look at how this coffee stained with the, it's almost like a dendritic print. I think that's how you say it. And this one. Yeah, just close enough. And so then this one as well, we are going to put it kind of in between. So we'll put it in between these two coffee dyed papers. Hopefully you can see me when I'm over here. Not real well. Okay, and then okay. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with this stationery stuff here. I'm just going to fold it at about, this one has to be 4 inches, doesn't it? 4 and 8. So about right there. And we'll fold this one in. Yep, that's pretty good. Okay. Maybe could have went in a little bit on the one side, but okay, and in that way. Okay. Gosh, it's hot right now in my basement. Either that or I'm just kind of working up a sweat here folding these papers. I don't know. But I'm excited to have this part done so we can just get it going on sewing and embellishing and all that kind of stuff. Have some ideas of some things I want to make for these journals, so I don't know, maybe that'll be the next thing. Kind of having a hankering to sew some stuff in though, so I don't know what part 3 will be. We'll just get these in and then go have some lunch and figure it out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop these in real quick, and then I'm gonna fold the remaining pages and just one of each and show you how they're folded, and I'll get them into the books off camera. But again, I'm going to just split these coffee dyed papers up and use this to do that. So as you can see, my papers are really pretty much in the same order, I believe, in each one of these books. So that means when we go to put something on a page, we just find that page in the same spot in each book. I'm afraid my middle signature pages are going to be a bit long in this one, so I might have to either cut those, or if we decide to put lace on the edges, which I think I want to, it'll cover that up. So see how that's a little bit too long for the cover? Well, we can fix that. Either cut it off or we'll put lace on them. Okay, so all those papers are in there. That is awesome. I'm going to stick those right here, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with these. So this one, I think with the letterhead, I want that to show. So I am going to fold this part. This is so great. It's so yellowed. Let's see. So we're going to go almost to a half for the Christmas ones. And then I'm going to fold this part over so that it's kind of almost a decoration on its own. So that's what I'm going to do with those papers. And then these, these are pretty, they're old. So I think what I'm going to do is cut each of these off at either 8.5 or 8, depending on which ones they go in. So that I'll need to do that. And then let's fold one of these so that I'll show you how I'm going to do this one. And these I just like to fold them in half. And then you can kind of go towards the middle like this. So I think that's what I'm going to do with these ledger papers, with all of those. So I will finish up these papers, get them all into the books, and then when we come back, I'll flip through and show you a completed, the completed signature. But there's the choosing papers and getting them in multiples, and we will just see you in part 3. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.